Antigua and Barbuda, a stunning twin-island nation in the Caribbean, has a rich history shaped by indigenous civilizations, European colonization, and the fight for freedom. The first inhabitants were the Arawak, who lived off fishing and farming. They were later displaced by the Caribs, skilled warriors and navigators who controlled much of the Caribbean. In 1493, Christopher Columbus sighted Antigua during his second voyage, naming it after a Spanish church, Santa Maria de la Antigua. However, it wasn't until 1632 that the British established a permanent settlement, forcing out the indigenous population. Under British rule, Antigua became part of the transatlantic slave trade, which brought thousands of enslaved Africans to work on sugar plantations. These plantations, owned by European settlers, were brutal. Enslaved people faced harsh punishments, grueling labor, and no legal rights. By the 18th century, sugar was the backbone of the economy, making Antigua one of the wealthiest British colonies. Despite the cruelty, resistance was constant. Enslaved people rebelled, escaped, and fought for their freedom. The most famous revolt was the 1736 rebellion, led by an enslaved man named Prince Claas, or Court. He planned an uprising to overthrow the British, but was betrayed, captured, and executed. In 1834, slavery was abolished in the British Empire, but freedom didn't bring equality. Many formerly enslaved people remained trapped in poverty, forced to work under unfair contracts on the same plantations. Over time, they organized for better conditions and self-governance. By the 20th century, leaders like Very Cornwall Bird Sr. fought for political and economic rights. In 1967, Antigua and Barbuda became an associated state with Britain, controlling its own internal affairs. Finally, on November 1, 1981, the nation achieved full independence, with Vir Bird as its first prime minister. Today, Antigua and Barbuda's culture reflects its diverse history. African, British, and indigenous influences shape its music, festivals, and traditions. The islands are famous for their 365 beaches, vibrant carnivals, and historic sites like Nelson's Dockyard, a former British naval base. Despite challenges like hurricanes and economic shifts, Antigua and Barbuda stands as a proud and resilient nation, remembering its past while embracing the future.